Hey guys, this is Heretic, and in this video I'm going to show our Elite Wars from this past weekend. And this one is the very first time we actually met up against a group that was good, that was on pace, on the same kind of activity, participation level, and castle level as us, so it wasn't just a pushover. So I thought I would show it. It was a good fight. Good to have our group out and participating. It is a 2-3-4. I'm sorry, a 2-3-5-3-2 map. So on this map, you have your main group, and this is the way that we always do it. We have our main group going down the middle, and we will switch up a little bit with our flankers, but typically we'll have two flanker groups. We'll have one that goes to the top, one that goes to the bottom. We'll switch out which one goes top and bottom depending on the fight, so they're not all the same. Sometimes we'll have some of our big castles go with the main group through the middle. Other times we'll just keep them as speeders on the side. The goal is your main group would be going up the middle, and they would never stop. They would just keep going all the way through. And the flanker groups, their goal is to prevent anybody from slipping through and to keep up with the main group so that you're all attacking the end, their main castle at the very end. It's not always pretty. You'll see that in this fight. It's not ideal. We could have, the flanker groups could have been positioned differently or reacted a little bit differently, but in the end, it kind of works out. I have the actual chat here, so you can kind of watch the direction as we go through, and you can also see the overlay of the map, just to make it a little bit easier. We have a very good team. We have a lot of participation for a very young realm, young alliance here. We're in 1745, and again we're going against PVH from 17. Let me check real quick here. They are from 1735, so they're about 10 realms before us. So we're just pushing. Again, our main group is pushing up the middle. They were able to push some of their flankers down on the bottom through. We're able to kind of keep them at a choke point. So that's where it gets a little bit complicated, as you can kind of see on this map right here. If you have your flankers at the top on 5, and you have to split them up to go to 10 and 9, that gives the advantage if they were on 13 to kind of go where we're not, to slip through, but we didn't have that right here. But you can see on the bottom, they're actually making a good push. They made a good attempt here. So they're pushing through the bottom. Our main is pushing up towards their main castle here. The direction's gone out to watch the base for the speed group, the flankers. But what, and we'll see here in just a second as we go through. But again, just kind of pushing through to the front. They're able to beat us on the bottom flank and kind of push forward. And at this point, our speeders have come back to kind of help here, and even some of the main, which I typically wouldn't want to do. You just have to improve that next time, because you want to have your main again at the front. But this kind of buys us some time, and we're able to win this battle here at castle number 1. So in a lot of these, it comes down to attrition. So who's able to keep up all the heals, who's able to stay out of battles so that they can move around. If you're able to tie up the enemy in battles, just constantly throwing more and more people at them, then they're not able to do what they need to do on the map. But again, we were able to move there. And right now the call is to just kind of move through, to keep moving on. But we're pushing here. We're pushing out to their main castle. Here we're attacking the base with what was left of the main. Unfortunately, again, at this point, a lot of the main went back to the base to try to protect it, where it really wasn't that necessary for them to do that. But again, we're still learning. So we end up losing that battle at their base, and we have our players now trickling back out, and the goal here is to catch up and meet further down in the map so that we're able to kind of regroup to make another push ahead. So that's what we're doing here. So you're seeing a lot of our players. We're trying to get back to 12. There's still some battles going down here on 14. Still having a few people even join the battle at this point on both sides. Of course, that could just be when they're healing. But here they're making a push back out, and we're trying not to take losses where we don't need to take losses, and we're getting people back to where they need to be so that we can regroup. And so that's what's going on now. Let's all get to 12. So the goal is to get a full group back up to 12 at this point. The push is to 8, and then from 8 to 12. Kind of keeping them busy at 14 with one person, just to kind of slow them down a little bit to allow us to regroup. So you see that happening now. You see them pushing now up to 12, and we're not quite already there. So we're gonna have to regroup at 8. So that's what we're doing now. We're backing up to 8. But we're able to get our numbers over there to match them. Sending a few up to 13 now to provide a little bit of a choke point block. Alright, so everybody is getting to 8, except for the flankers. Okay. So we're getting, as you can see, most of our group is going to be on Castle 8. They're making a move on the top. So we're trying to get everybody back, not take any unnecessary losses here. Trying to get people positioned so that we can stop their push and make our own. So that's what you see here right now. Getting everybody from 13, who was at 13, back to 9. We do have a block in 10. Even if it's a single person, it stalls them long enough so that you could have your speeders, your flankers to get in there. Or to position in another castle to just hold off their charge a little bit. As you can see now, the majority of our group right now is already up in castle 8.
We get to it, yeah, we do it, yeah, I go up. We influence, yeah, see me moving, yeah, I glow up. Every time I show up, I can flip my switch out. They act like they know us, but they know dog on big dog. Asking if it's still a flex, say they better go ask Booyah. Never think I'm gon' check, better pull up like woo.
So it's always good to switch things up a little bit here. As I was saying earlier, you definitely don't want to do it the same way every time. Like have your speeders, your highest level castles go on the top every single time. You know, eventually people will do something to beat you, like occupy your speeders at a castle while they make their push on the other side. So you definitely want to switch things up. You need to go out before your fights and look at who your competition is, what castles they have in there, and that will help you adjust a little bit. You know, if you have the castle, the tier, especially the tier, it's not necessarily the castle, it's the tier level, then you'll be able to do things a little bit different than you would if you were going to be more balanced, or if they had you beat on that side. You're going to have to adjust. If they had us beat, like if they had a tier 11 player in here, we would figure out exactly who they are, make sure everyone's aware of it, and then anytime that they move to a castle, we just keep them busy the whole time. That's what you would want to do. Now you can see they're making their push along the top this time. They're making a pretty hard push up there. We are going in behind them to beat their top flank and get around them on that side, and just to slow them up a little bit. So we're doing that, keeping them busy while the main fight's in the middle. And this time we had our whole main group together. And so that went much better. Now on the top they were able to beat us, but they don't have that many players. We're able to keep pushing on the top as well, pushing forward. And this is where the fight begins to turn. We won the middle with our large group. They're pushing on the top, but they're not going to make it that far. We have a lot of our strong players now meeting them at the top. And we're able to kind of push through that. And we're actually able to hit their main castle in the meantime. While they're messing around trying to get past us at the top, we're hitting their main castle as well at the same time. But now we've got them almost in rout mode. We're able to kind of push through. We stopped their momentum on the top, and we pushed them out. Alright, so all heading back to 8. And sometimes in these playbacks, it'll show the animation of the castle fighting, but it's not, that battle's already been won. We've already won that one at 8. So now we could just push right up the middle. We've got the top, we've got the middle, and the bottom is pretty much empty. They're not doing anything, and we're not making a big push on the bottom right now. Not yet. So now we've asked the speed group, the flankers, to go to Castle 7. So you'll see a lot of castles headed out. I mean, a lot of our players headed to Castle 7. Again, the tide has kind of changed here. We were able to beat their pushes a couple different times. and we have our whole team in mass still ready to go. So now we're moving our speeders down to 7, while our mass is going to 8.
Walk up in the spot, they be like, whoa. Set us up, it's on the floor. He claimed that he faithful, he up.
Alright, you see how that's going right now. Kind of readjusting, not taking easy losses, falling back where we need to fall back, and preventing them from making an easy pass. And you can see the majority of their players are going on the top or in the middle. We're just kind of avoiding those as much as we can. Look at all the people at the bottom on our side. We're pushing through, and all we want to do is slow them down while our team at the bottom makes it through. And right now the leader is just kind of balancing out the team. And the goal at the top is just to slow them down. Now the bottom has broken through and we're pushing ahead. And we actually have more players on the bottom flank now than we do in the middle. They're making a push along the top. And right now, just keep them locked in battle. Just make them waste time. Now our middle is going to 12. Our speeders are on the bottom. They're pushing through, sending everybody through to 14. Go, go, go 14. Keeping everybody in battle otherwise, so that they're not able to port back to base. So as soon as we win this battle on 14, it's get to the base. Get to the base as quickly as you can. Push on through, push on through. So you're seeing everybody push through from 14 to the base. At this point, they're locked in battle. They're not able to re-heal if they die. So right now they're locked up completely. The only people who are not locked are at the top. And it's too late. And we've won. All right, so take care.